Hello everybody, today is the anniversary of the day in 1969 when the first moonwalk took place. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin stepped out of the lunar module and walked on the moon. But in the gap between that event and the first landing of the module on the moon, there had been long enough for Buzz Aldrin to celebrate Holy Communion. He'd taken with him, with the permission of his church in Houston, the elements and some bread and some wine, and he said that he was doing this, celebrating this, and Neil Armstrong simply watched. He didn't participate on his own, but as a way of giving thanks on behalf of the whole team for what had been achieved, thanking God for the human skill that had brought them to that point. The people in Houston, though, had not allowed him to have this act broadcast because they had previously had to deal with a lawsuit after the Apollo 8 astronauts had read out passages of Genesis from a staunch atheist who had complained that this was against the Constitution for religion to be brought into something as secular as this. So Buzz Aldrin simply did this privately. But he later said that he wasn't sure that it was the right thing to do, that actually he was aware in retrospect that what they were doing, those two men, was in behalf of all mankind, not just Christians, but Jews and Muslims and atheists and animists, and therefore to do this, as it were, in a sort of exclusive kind of way may not have been the right thing to do. Well, I think that's an interesting dilemma. It seems to me that they got the balance about right, because I would have thought that for someone, a staunch Christian like Buzz Aldrin was, to have the freedom to celebrate that extraordinary moment in the way that felt right to him as a Christian, that seems to me to be perfectly acceptable. But it does also seem to be a good thing that this was not imposed on the rest of the world's population, who many of whom were not Christians. It did not assume that everyone would want to do it this way, but might, as Buzz Aldrin said, perhaps should have happened. There was some event that celebrated this on behalf of people of all religions. Well, I think as those of us who are religious, whether Christian or of some other type, naturally we feel that what we believe is true, is the truth, and is important and is vital for us. But at the same time, I think it's right that we don't deny other people the right and the freedom to have their own beliefs and to celebrate goodness, or God's goodness, if that's the way it goes, in their own particular way. And I think that balance between believing what we believe powerfully and openly, not being afraid of it, and at the same time consciously recognizing the right of others to their beliefs. Getting that balance right isn't always easy for those of us who are religious, but it's a balance that I think today I want to remember is very important.